So here we go. 4 simple yet highly therapeutic movements that you can perform for your upper back as a means to reduce aches, pains, and live a stronger life. The name of the game here is to strip out as many barriers as possible that may otherwise prevent you from performing therapeutic movement on a consistent and regular basis. So you've got 4 simple movements that can be done right at home that take only about 10 minutes to complete from start to finish. And with these 4 movements, we're going to stretch and mobilize multiple muscles along the middle and upper back and target the facet joints of the thoracic spine, all of which will help improve your movement while decreasing that annoying stiffness and discomfort you've been feeling in your mid-upper back. Now, I'm not going to get into the geeky details here, but I've included more of them in the free write-up, which you can download through the link below. As always, I try to keep as much of my content as free as possible, and if you think that's cool, please consider hitting the like button so perhaps that this content can keep spreading to others who may benefit. And if you'd like to support this channel, donations are always greatly appreciated, which you can do through the same link below that you can download this free PDF should you wish to do so. I do all of this single-handedly when I'm not serving my patients in the clinic, and any donations are simply used in a way that help offset the time and costs involved with creating content for all of you. So here are the rules. These exercises are for individuals who have stiff, sore, and tight upper backs, but who are otherwise healthy and have otherwise healthy spines. Now, these are not aggressive exercises. They are movements that can restore function and provide therapeutic relief without the need to crank hard on your spine, if done consistently over time. So challenge yourself while doing them, but certainly respect your body in the process. Do every movement slowly. The slower, the better. While performing these movements quickly won't likely be harmful, you perhaps won't get nearly the same level of therapeutic benefits from them than if you were to do them while moving slowly. Now, every movement on this exercise for every repetition should take a few seconds to complete. And there should be no nasty pain when you do any of these movements. Sensations of tightness, soreness, and stiffness, and so on are not harmful and are often a sign that you're appropriately challenging your body, so long as it's mild to moderate discomfort and not pain. So let's get right into the movements, and then I'll share some very important details about all of this right after. So exercise number 1 is the cat-cow. Now this is a classic exercise that helps to stretch many of the muscles of the upper back while helping the vertebral joints in the spine, known as the facet joints, to slide up and down through movements called flexion and extension. Flexing the spine means that we're moving into a rounded position as if we were hunching our back, while extension refers to straightening the back as if we were arching it backwards. The cat-cow is a movement that moves the entire spine and not just the thoracic spine itself, which is certainly a bonus. And since it puts the thoracic spine through full ranges of motion for flexion and extension in a controlled manner, it's absolutely worth performing. It's even got some surprising evidence for improving fluid dynamics around the spine, which, while far outside the scope of this video, is certainly a pretty cool fact worth knowing. And there are a lot of muscles and joints being mobilized here in a gentle but still highly therapeutic manner, so this is an exercise that's certainly worth leading off with. For exercise number 2, we are going to thread the needle. Now, this is arguably my favorite thoracic spine exercise, and it's another classic movement that can create notable differences in how our upper back moves and how it feels. It places a heavy emphasis on rotational movement of the upper back while also moving into a bit more of a flexed position. And this means that we're combining different planes of movement for maximal mobilization, movement, and stretch. And all you do here is thread your non-supporting arm between your other arm and your thigh. And then you push your arm through as far as you can, and then drop your shoulder as low to the ground as you'd like. The lower you go, the greater intensity of stretch that you'll likely feel. Now, I generally do all of my repetitions rotating to the same side before switching to the other, but you can certainly alternate between each rep if you'd like to do so. As a bonus, you can opt to place a foam roller underneath your arm when you do this exercise, and this will allow you to rotate even further into the movement for a bit more of a stretch. And this is my preferred way to perform the movement, but it's certainly not necessary. It's just an option for those who may want a bit more of a stretch during the movement. For the third exercise, we are going to do open book rotations. Now, the open book rotation exercise goes by a few different names. I've always liked this name the most since it makes it easier to visualize what's taking place. Now, this movement also places a heavy emphasis on rotational movement, but this time without as much of a combined flexion component compared to the last exercise. So pull your knees up to your chest as high as you comfortably can. This will confine the upcoming movement to the mid-upper back region. And then take your top arm and push it directly out in front of you as far as you possibly can. Give some solid effort here, and then while keeping it pushed forward, rotate your arm up and backwards, just like a book being opened. Now let your head and neck fall along as you do so, and then hold the end position for a few seconds, and then slowly return to the starting position and repeat. And for exercise number 4, we've got thoracic spine rolling. So thoracic spine rolling can be therapeutic for the muscles of the upper back in the sense that we're giving them a bit of a massage. However, I make high use of thoracic rolling for mobilizing the facet joints along the spine. And these joints can become stiff or even stuck, which can lead to all sorts of annoying aches and pains. And so the key here is to simply use the roller in 2 different manners. One that biases the joints for improved flexion and the other for extension. So naturally, you'll need a foam roller for this technique, and thankfully they're quite inexpensive and you can find them just about anywhere these days. Short, long, plain, textured. For this application, it doesn't matter, so just get something that doesn't cost more than you're willing to pay. And again, you can use these for all sorts of exercises, so it's always worth having one of these on hand. So let's start with flexion-based rolling. So lay on the roller so that it's around the bottom of your shoulder blades. And this is likely the lowest you'll want to go at any point for this upcoming movement, but you can certainly play around with it a bit. Then tuck your chin to your chest as much as you can without any pain arising, and then lift your butt off the ground and slowly pull yourself downwards so that the roller rolls up to the top of your shoulder blades. And I would advocate that you breathe out as you do this. Then slowly roll back to the starting position and then repeat. Now, if you notice any little pops or clicks that occur as you do this, it's most likely from the facet joints, which are being forced to move in a manner that releases gas built up within the joint. Now, it should be pain-free and it's certainly not a harmful issue. Without going into the higher levels of physiology at play here, it typically just signifies that we are improving mobility to the joint. And for extension-based rolling, place the roller around the mid-shoulder blade level, and then while keeping your butt on the ground this time, let your shoulders and neck slowly drop towards the floor. Let your elbows fall out to the side as you do this, and I often advocate to breathe out during this process. Hold this position for a few seconds, and then return to the starting position and repeat. So those are the movements. Simple, straightforward, and often immensely therapeutic when performed consistently over a handful of weeks. So get in the habit of doing this little routine every single day. It shouldn't take more than about 10 minutes to complete, and it shouldn't be exhausting by any means. Just think of this like you're consistently chipping away day after day, and results for better movement and less stiffness will likely start to add up really soon if you stick with it. And as the saying goes, constant dripping hollows out a stone. Now, to be clear, nothing will ever be as good as a personalized assessment and individualized approach tailored towards your specific needs and abilities. Nonetheless, simple, generalized movements can often have a profound impact with improving or maintaining one's well-being. So think of looking after your body, in this case your upper back, like going to your dentist. Now, they can perform all sorts of specialized interventions with their expertise and specialized equipment that you don't have access to, but the simple acts of regular brushing and flossing are still expected to be carried out on your part, and if done so, will be a powerful part in maintaining your oral hygiene. And it's the same with looking after your body, in this case your upper back. Now, you can't do all the fancy stuff on your own, nor are you expected to, but these movements when done consistently are like brushing and flossing, but instead of preventing cavities, we're preventing aches and pains and improving mobility. So don't forget to download the free PDF to go along with this series of exercises if you want a few more details, and please consider leaving a like on this video if you found it to be helpful. And feel free to subscribe if you want to stay up to speed on all the content that I'm uploading here on this channel. And real quick, if you want more information like this, be sure to follow me on Instagram, because over there I'm also posting more content that I don't upload here on YouTube. And in the meantime, keep making great things happen.